Good evening, everybody. I thought I would come on here and show Matilda. I'm going to get her changed because, as you can see, she's had this outfit on for quite a few Disney Mondays ago. She has been just hanging out. I've been spending a lot of time with her. I just haven't been doing it on film, nor have I been doing much on film with any of the other babies either. It's just been kind of busy with classes and things going on in my life. So I thought I would come on here and change. Sorry if I bumped the camera. I couldn't get her all in the frame. So what I'm working on now is taking her pants off. And I have this little pig here kind of as a memorial to Laura, Little X Loves. I did make a video for her, but that was one thing that Laura and I had in common, is that she loved pigs and so do I. So I thought I'd have a little pig here, because what I'm putting Matilda in today is going to be her Valentine's Day outfit. I know it's a little early, but I thought I would just get her dressed in it anyway. And as often as I can, I try to avoid taking things up over her head, just because, to keep her hair nice, basically. And if the clothes will go down off her body, then I make that happen. And she's a heavy girl, so it's easier just to move her from side to side instead of picking her up and doing things that way. See, big girl. Yeah. Okay. Well, we got her down to her diaper. Hope everyone's having a nice weekend. I'm not doing much this weekend. I started painting another kit that I'm working on, and that was going well, and then I didn't like it, so I just stripped it and did it again. So that's been doing pretty well. I'm going to put a different diaper on her, so you guys might see girly bits. I try not to lift her with her legs. I usually just get under her bottom here. She's a heavy girl. I don't like to lift her with her legs, just to be on the safe side so I don't damage anything on her. She is a very valuable baby to me, both monetary wise and just I'm head over heels in love with her too. But I treat her the same as I do all my other babies, don't we? Yeah. Okay. Are you sliding? She's probably going to keep sliding. She's still in there? Okay. Alright. So what I'm going to put on her is these adorable leg warmers that I got probably a year ago now. I thought I'd put those on. Well, you know what? I should put her socks on first. Cute little pink socks with white polka dots. We got a lot of snow here today too. Probably close to a foot, I would say. But that seems to be over with now. And the girls went sled riding today for the first time this year. They had a lot of fun. And I was going to go with them because I like to go sled riding just as much as the kids do. And I didn't go because I wanted to strip this doll and paint it again. Had that on my mind, so I thought I'd do that today. And I got her started again. The doll I'm painting is the Kinley, I think. Kinsey by Denise Pratt. So that's the one I'm working on now. And I'm using acrylic paints, which is why I was a little messed up, because I haven't used acrylic paints on a doll. I used the Genesis, and I'm finding that the acrylics they're different. They cover different in that. So it's a little more of a challenge. A different type of challenge, it's not more difficult or anything, it's just different. Okay. And I'm just going to put a onesie on her. It's just a cream onesie with pink, sorry, I'm a little close, I think. Pink polka dots and a pink bow. And because this has the snaps, I believe I can take it up her body. So we're going to try it instead of putting it over her head. I have to give a presentation on Monday morning on a job enrichment type opportunity, and I haven't done that in a long time, so I'm a little nervous about it. It's been a while since I've given a presentation, so that'll be interesting. But if all goes well, I will be doing that on a more regular basis. The person that I hired, if you guys remember, over the summertime, I was hiring a full-time employee, and the person that I hired, the job, we had changed the job description tremendously, and that person is doing some of my job that I did before, and so they're doing that so that I am able to do this new presentation thing where I go out and I educate people on so I gotta pick her up so I can do these snaps. Educate people on the great services and resources that the libraries have to offer staff. So it's a staff-to-staff training is basically what it is. It caught the eye of our human resources, and they want to do a recorded version for their new staff orientation training. So I'm going to be working on that as well. So yeah, good times. Good times, but nervous as heck about doing the training thing. I have to kind of keep in check my ums and pauses and weirdness, so I tend to do that, especially when I'm nervous. I'm nervous a lot of times when I make these videos, which is so funny, because I don't see anybody and no one sees me, except for, you see my hands and stuff, but I'm going to put these shoes on her. They are adorable Snoopy hugging Woodstock. Figured that was appropriate for Valentine's Day. And they're so cute. If I can get them on her feet. Yay. Try to get them on your feet. They're stiff because they're new. So they don't just glide right on there. You gotta kind of work at it. So, and what's worse, going back to my presentation, what's worse is I have to do this with my boss standing there. So that's another added layer of, stress. Because, she's probably going to be critiquing my performance and all that. And she's a faculty member, so she teaches all the time. So she's an absolute pro at it. And I am so not. I mean, the only teaching I do is when I train staff. And that's more or less a one-on-one situation. It's different than when you're standing in a crowd of people. So, I don't know. We'll see. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it. So there she is. I'll take this off in a minute. I have 3 pacifiers. I'm trying to figure out which one to put on her. And they all have hearts. Can you see them? Yeah. They all have hearts. I think like without, I wish I could get everybody's opinion. You know how that goes. I can't really have a conversation with you guys. But I'm thinking this one, just because it kind of goes with the pale pink, and then it's got red in it, which has the red hearts. And this is more or less a coral, and there's no lavender whatsoever in this outfit. And this is a little too crazy. This would match the pig. You want to suck on that? So I think I'm going to go with this one, just because I think it's going to match. Although there's lavender in this too. I didn't even see that. So you're going to take this Passy? Yeah. Maybe. I still have issues sometimes getting it in her mouth. I don't put Passies in her mouth much, but I thought I would today. There we go. All right. I'll lift you guys up here and show you the baby. So there's Matilda and her cute little pig. She might want to hold on to her piggy. Yeah, like that. Aw. Come the whole way down and show her little shoes. Cute little shoes. Alright. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching today, and I hope, you know I don't mean to keep harping on this, but the news we got this week was just such a hard thing to take that, you know, I guess I'm still in shock over it myself. And I know many of you have been on YouTube and that for a long time, and I am fairly new to your knowledge. I have watched YouTube for many, many, many years, and Little X Loves was one of the channels that I followed pretty heavily, so I felt like I knew her pretty well. I would message her once in a while, and she would message back, and it was just, I don't know, we wouldn't have a close relationship, but it's amazing how close you get to somebody that you don't really know that well, but through videos you feel like you get to know them much better or much more than you think. And that's kind of how I felt about Laura. So it's sad, and she was way too young to be gone, but I'm sure that they say there's a reason for everything, and you know, I'm sure there was a reason, I guess. But I figured I would, you know, keep going with things, and I encourage everybody to do the same. You know, I'm sure she would want us all to keep moving in the same direction we're heading, and maybe this will make us a little stronger. I hope. It would be wonderful if it did, and we could get rid of the bad comments and everything. As Stephanie had said in her video, Stephanie Ortiz, she had mentioned that, you know, one of Laura's last videos was sounded very negative, because she was disheartened of all the terrible comments she had gotten, and that's such a sad thing that was her last video, in that manner. But yeah, so hopefully we can keep things going in her honor, and just be kind to one another and do the best we can to, you know, I think when people are mean and they make comments, if you comment back, it just makes it worse. You know, the whole saying, like when you have a bully situation and the bully, you know, the bully gets off on making you upset, I think it's easy to get, you know, caught up in that, and if you try really hard, I know it is hard to try not to get rude comments, or try not to get them. You can't help that. To just try and ignore them the best way you can. Maybe delete them off your feed and things like that. You know, maybe they'll you know, back off. I don't know if they would or not, but here's hoping that things get better. As someone else had mentioned, I think reborns are becoming a little bit more well known as time goes on, and eventually it might not be that big of a deal anymore, and hopefully it isn't. So again, I thank you all for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend, and talk to you again real soon. All right, bye bye guys.